Hey Madison, how you doing? How you doing, Madison Brulard? Hey, what's up, Xander? Lady Finesse AAU, Jay Smooth. Appreciate y'all checking in. Appreciate y'all checking in. Let's let them get in here today. Where we coming from, Xander? I know you're in Kentucky. Who else is in the building? We got Kentucky in the building. Autumn Camp. Where you from? Tell them where you from, Autumn Camp. Lady Finesse, Jay Smooth, where you from? Hey, I see you. Lady Finesse, I see you. I'm a bad kid, MJ. Where you from? Deidre Hart, where you from? Is that the Bahamas checking in? Nassau? Is that where we from? Kid MJ, is that where you from? 757, Lady Finesse, AAU is in the building. Autumn Camp here at home, Raleigh. Oh, Super 60 alum is in the Bahamas. Yes, love my people in the Bahamas. I appreciate you checking in. Nassau is in the building. 242, stand up. We see you. Nassau, we see you. One of my home away from home. I love it. Southern Pines is in the building. Michael Johnson, I remember you, Mike. I do remember you from the Super 60. Yep, I do. I absolutely do. Who else we got? Micah. Appreciate you checking in, Micah. Where you checking in from? The King Nas. Where you checking in from? Where you checking in from? We got 9103LI. Where you checking in from? I like to hear where y'all from. I know we got Kentucky. We got Raleigh. We got Nassau, Bahamas. We got 757 in the building. W Fluck 22. Appreciate you checking in. My brother, who else is coming in? We got Michigan in the building. We're up to about 5 states now. Who else we got in here? We got a good show tonight. Tonight is my first episode of Selling the Score. Cleveland, Ohio. Love Cleveland. Looking forward to the Super 60 again. Absolutely. We looking forward. We working on it right now. I talked to Danico today. Cleveland, Ohio. My man Sonny Johnson up there in Cleveland. Love going to the Neo up there. Love the downtown. I love Cleveland. Cleveland's a nice place. I love staying up there. K Bucket, Sturdy, Ty Servin, Cassius Lee. Tell me where you're from. We got a good show tonight on our first episode here of Settle the Score. We're here at Settle the Score, Louisiana in the building. Okay, I see you. So we're about 7 states deep here. Well, tonight we got Settle the Score. It's my first episode of this where we just kind of talk real and raw, and we're going to talk back and forth. If you have any questions, hit the question box down there. I try to read the comments, and I'm not always able to and concentrate on what I'm saying. And side note, I may have to get up every now and then or every blue moon because I'm frying chicken. I got 300 girls here that don't care nothing about this live. I'm going to tell you that right now. Is the chicken ready? So we got that going on. We're going to talk Natasha Reed. I appreciate you checking in. Tonight we're going to talk about rankings, and feel free to chime in just to answer a few questions before I get started. I5 Terrion just asked me any camps coming to Louisiana. Any camps coming to Louisiana? Well, we're working on it. We're actually working on it. We were actually supposed to do a ladies camp for the women's Final Four this year, but of course with the COVID-19 coronavirus, we had to reschedule. So that was going to be our first camp down in New Orleans. So we're trying to branch out a little bit. I appreciate your question for sure. I think I got. Any comment? How do you get invited? Any camps come? Okay, so the questions are any camps coming to Michigan? Let's see what else we got. We got any camps coming to Kansas? Okay, so we get out as much as we can, and we're trying to get out there. We do have, and then of course we have any camps in VA. Of course, we have a camp we do in the fall in VA, actually in September. Actually, we're working on the Australian players. We do have a connect there that we're working with. I appreciate all your questions. I see you, Juice, checking in. I see y'all got plenty of questions tonight. Tonight, we're talking about rankings. So this isn't a long hour show like our courtside conversations, but this is a conversation where if you want to chime in or you got any questions or anything you want to say, feel free. This is what it's all about. We're going to talk about it tonight. So as we get into rankings, first thing I want to tell you, right, when it comes to rankings, it doesn't matter whether it's me, it doesn't matter whether it's somebody on the boys' side, the girls' side, it doesn't matter who it is. No scout knows everybody. Well, let me say that again. It doesn't matter if they're Paul Biacardi or Dan Olson it doesn't matter. No scout knows everybody. We all rely on other people to tell us, who is who. All right? All right, hold on. Let me we got a poor connection here because of the rain, so I'm gonna jump on my Wi-Fi. I had turned it off. Hold that thought right there. So I don't know what your area looks like, but we're having some bad weather here. It's been raining pretty hard. But getting back to what I'm saying, no scout, nobody that you know knows everybody, right? Does that make sense? We can't know them all, right? So let's talk about what a ranking is. First of all, before you even know what a ranking really is, understand this. Rankings are opinions. Opinions. They are whoever's writing the rankings' opinion. That's it. There's nothing written in stone. There's nothing saying that if you don't get on the rankings, you're not going to make it to college. You're not going to be a pro. Nothing about that. All right. So talking about what rankings are, rankings are based on either class. Some people do rankings on the class, such as class of 2021 or class of 2022, and they'll do the rankings according to the state, like we do North Carolina rankings. So some people may do their state rankings, some may do a national rankings. We do both, right? We do both, which takes, and we do men and women's. So when you do boys and girls, it's a lot. It takes a lot. You have to see a lot. You have to be in the gym a lot. And, it's an opinion. And the good thing about rankings is there's no right rankings and there's no wrong rankings, because your opinion is your opinion. Whether it's a fact it's your fact, but that doesn't make it a fact and it doesn't make it not a fact. It's just the fact that you have an opinion. And so, like for us, example, when we put our rankings out, we're not saying that, it is definite that you're number one. No, what we're saying is you're the number one base prospect that we see at this moment. But the kid that's number 32, he can catch you if you start sitting on your high horse thinking, oh, I'm number one. And that kid is working hard because he knows you're number one, right? So getting a little bit more so, I always tell people, if you're upset about rankings, then your focus is in the wrong place. Rankings are not to be something that should decide whether you play the game or not. It's all opinion. So, just like we have an opinion, some people value our opinion and some people don't. We're okay with that. Are they important? They can be. So you hear some people say rankings aren't important at all. And it depends from your perspective whether they're important or not. So are they important? It depends on your perspective. So I always tell people to use rankings in this way. There's two ways that I recommend you use rankings. One is a gauge. All right, where people look at you in perspective with everyone else. You know where you stand, right? So you have to look at them in that way as a gauge. All right, and the other way I tell people to look at it is use it as motivation. Don't use it as a negative. Use it as motivation, right? So if you're the number 22nd guy on the list, use it as motivation, like I'm gonna work my way up the top. I'm looking at the first 21 guys and saying, okay, when I see him, I'm coming at him. I need to get better. Because for some reason, they think 21 other people have more potential than me at this moment, but they don't know my work ethic. So you can actually work your way up the ladder. So people say, oh, well, this kid was ranked #1 in 7th grade, and he panned out. Now he's number 35 when it's all said and done when he graduated. Well, when they ranked him at #1 in 7th grade, that's potential only. That's not where you're going to finish. That's potential. Because those other guys, they're going to work hard. They're going to try their best to get there. So when you look at rankings, it's a snapshot of what it is at that moment in that person's opinion, right? We can write rankings in June, and by December, it's shook up and look totally different. Because we're going to look at whether you're working hard, whether you're working on your skill, who behind you was working hard. So there's a lot of factors, and we'll get into that in a minute. So someone just asked, and this was my next topic, how do you get ranked? Well, one is perform with your team, right? We know that. So the short answer to that is be somewhere that scouts or whoever's doing the rankings is going to be, right? So let's say, for instance, if they come to your high school game, then they have an opportunity to watch you, right? If they come to your AAU game, if they're at certain events, they're going to be there to watch you. Now, there are other events like ours, which are individual events, where you get to play against other people like you, your grade or your division or whatever, and are expected to be good like you, that you're going to have to play against. We use that as a gauge. We use that as a gauge all the time. So people ask, when, how do you come up with rankings? Well, there's a lot of things we do. Think about it. It's not something that we sit in one night and just write down a list of names and just put them in magical order. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. It's a process. So at least for us, I can't speak for other people, but I can tell you, at least from us, when it comes to rankings, there's a lot of thought that comes into the process of rankings. Not that we're working hard to get it right, because there is no right or wrong, right? There is no right or wrong. So I can write it however I want to, and it's right for me. Now, you may totally disagree. You may think the guy at #1 is the worst guy in the state. That's your opinion. I have no problem with that, right? So how do we come up with what we come up with? Well, one is, okay, I'm gonna go through a list of the things we do. One, we go through our notes. We've compiled notes, between times that we do rankings, we're writing notes. So everywhere we go, everywhere we see this kid, we've written notes on him, right? So we go back and look at our notes. We even go to our website. We even go, through all the resources that we keep and look at the notes we have on certain kids, right? Also, internet search. We'll look at, like for instance, what kind of offers this kid got. We'll look at some of the highlight videos if we haven't seen as much of the kid as we wanted to. So using the internet's a good tool as well. We'll do a Twitter search. We'll see who else has written on it. We get our notes from other people. So there's phone conversations. We talk to college coaches. We talk to high school coaches. We talk to other scouts. Other scouts, they'll call me and ask me, hey, have you seen this kid? What do you think about this kid? Likewise, we call other organizations all the time. There again is why it's important that be careful the tags you put on yourself. You may, let's say for instance, you were acting a certain way in front of me and I'm at your game, right? I'm Joe Blow, the scout, right? I'm there and you acted a certain way. Well, everybody that calls him, what do you think Joe Blow Scout is going to say? He's going to say, oh, I saw this, kid got a bad attitude, this and this and this. Now, it's circulated to all these people that you have a bad attitude. So when you talk to one, you talk to them all. Remember that. You may think, well, I talked to this scouting service. That scouting service probably talks to all the rest of them. Like there's a lot of, it's a small community. It's a small industry. We all know each other. Even if we don't talk that often, I can pick up the phone and call one of them and say, hey, there's a kid down in your area I didn't get to see. What do you think about him? And they're going to tell me, so keep that in mind when you start thinking that, no one's, well, I played bad in front of this guy or I cut up in front of that guy, because we all talk. And like I said in the beginning, no coach anywhere can see everybody. So we have to rely on each other. We have to rely on our sources. Another way that we get our rankings together is by event performances. Now, whether that's another organization's event that I happen to be at, I'll be there, I'll get to see the kid, this and this and this. So that's important too, while your coach will put you in events that have scouts and college coaches, if college coaches are allowed. Let me pause there and say this real quick. Many of you are uneducated on when college coaches can come out and watch, right? I'm a veer off topic here for 1 second, right? Because this again is the not being educated on the process. First thing we're here, well, is college coaches going to be at your event? I immediately know when a high school coach, an AAU coach, asks me that, and it's not the live period, then I know they don't know much about this process, right? That lets me know where they stand, because you would know that they can't be there, right? If you know that. And that's why these events are important and why college coaches listen to scouts. They can't come out anytime they want to just because there's an event. There's designated times of the year called live periods when college coaches can come out. During that time, you'll see them at events. Otherwise, you won't see them at events because they're not allowed to come. Now, Division II and Division III can, all right? But we're talking Division I right now. So when I hear a AAU coach ask me, hey, coach, well, we want to come to your event. Any college coaches going to be there? Well, I already know he doesn't understand. So first thing is educate yourself on that. Now, side note to that, I know I'm getting off topic a little bit, but side note to that, a lot of you AAU coaches want to run behind these events, the live events that have college coaches there, right? But don't be fooled by the facade. They may be there, but they may never even know that you were in the building. Matter of fact, you might not even be in the same building, right? Let's just be real about this, because this is called, we're gonna settle the score. We're gonna keep it real right here. Many of you run into these live events, spending all this money and thinking that you are going to be seen by college coaches, when in fact you'd have done much better going to an event that was smaller, that scouts were going to be there, or Division II colleges were going to be there, or Division III or JUCOs or whoever. You'd have been better there, because when you go to that big event, let's say this big event that everybody's go to, they got Boo Williams, they got Team Takeover, they're all there. And they're all being seen by college coaches. But you're about 10 miles down the road at such and such a middle school, and nobody even knows you're there. You paid the same amount. In fact, you paid more than the teams that are getting seen by the college coaches. But you ain't hear that from me. I'm just going to keep it real for you today, all right? I'm going to educate y'all, because you're trying to educate me when you call me and say, hey, you ain't got no college coaches there. Well, we got two problems with that. One, it's not a live period. So, fella, they can't be here, all right? That's first of all. Second of all, when you go, make sure that you get seen by college coaches. Because if you have to ask whether there are college coaches going to be there, they're not coming to see you. They're not coming to see you. 90% of the time, the college coaches already talk to the coach and let them know, hey, I'm coming to see so-and-so, right? And now, Are there ways to get your team seen? Yes. Let me tell you what you should do. If you're going to pay to go to these high-priced events, live events, right? If you're going to pay to go there, you need to try to barter your way. And I know the event directors, they don't want me saying this, but I'm going to let you know. You need to say, hey, I need to be in the main building. How many games am I going to get on the main court? Am I going to get on the main court? How far away is mine from the main gym? Just ask your questions. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be paying and disappointed, and your parents are going to be pissed, and your kids are going to be pissed, and you're going to be pissed because everybody pissed at you, and you're in a gym 10 miles down the road, and the only people there are you and the referees. Just being honest with you. Don't kill the messenger. I'm just telling you what it is. We're going to keep it. This is what these are about. If you got any questions or comments, shoot them to me in the question box down there. Now, so why do, and again, I'm telling y'all, I will have to take a break for 1 minute shortly. I got to turn that chicken over. I can't burn my chicken for y'all tonight just because it's episode 1. That ain't happening. All right, so real quick, why do we want them to come to our events? Well, people say, oh, they won't, yeah, Sean, they can laugh, but I can't burn my chicken. So they'll say, oh, they won't rank them unless they come to their events. That's far from the truth, right? That's far from the truth. In fact, y'all hold that. Don't go nowhere. I got to talk about a coach calling me 2 weeks ago when our rankings dropped, but I got to go change this chicken. Hold on. Y'all might could even hear it frying, right? But damn, about this live, I gotta have that chicken. So this ain't courtside conversations on Tuesday and Thursday. We keep it real here on Wednesday. You got what I'm saying? You get Coach Lamont down to the court here. But I'm going to go back to Wednesday. I'm at 2 weeks ago, right? We pulled the rankings out. I get a call from the coach. My kids ain't on there. You got to rank other kids outside of the kids that come to your events, right? Oh, really? So I politely pulled the rankings and said, okay, here's the top 25. Only 8's been to my event. Only 8. And you were saying, so you don't have to come to our event in order to get ranked. However, going back to that same kid, we didn't know about him. Why? He didn't play on an AAU team that played anywhere that we were going to be. And 2, he didn't come to the event that we did have. We don't punish you for not coming. We just can't rank you. We don't know who you are. How does that not make sense? If we don't know you, how are we going to rank you? You have every opportunity to come to our events where we're going to see everybody. Now, I may see you on the road. So, 8 of those kids came to our event. The top 25 came to our event, so we knew them. However, there are others that we go to that have nothing to do with us that we see kids, right? However, how are we going to rank you if you don't go anywhere? So what I've noticed is some kids are the best kid in their county. Their little city, they the best kid. Everybody in the city knows he's going to be special. But if that kid or their parents or their coaches don't take them where somebody can see them, how are you going to be pissed they not on the list? What are we just supposed to know? We only know what you tell us. We only know what you show us, right? So if you come to our events, what we get to see then? Okay, you're not going to be beating up on the little kids in the rec league. Because if you've been to any of our events, right? If you've been to any of them, you know it's the real deal. You know you're going to have to play. All right, you know if you're not the top guy when you get there, you know when you leave you have an opportunity because you're gonna play the top guy. And if you're the top guy coming in and think you're gonna lollygag, you're gonna get dunked on. It's just that simple. All right, I'm just telling you that, and that's just what it is. Believe me, I've seen it. All right, and I had a coach call me the other day. He was like, "Man, the reason we bring our kids to your event is because we know you try to be as fair as possible. Because we've had kids, unlike some other events, when they get there, they already know they're going to be an all-star game." And I'm talking about, this is a coach of a major organization here in North Carolina told me, he said, "That's why we come. You're fair." You know, because I've had top kids that come to my event, top kids coming in, you know, ranked top 10 in the state, but don't make the all-star game. Now, could it have been they had a bad day? Sure. Could it have been that they decided they ain't have to play hard because they are who they are and people want to see them? Sure. But at the end of the day, when we do those votings, if you didn't play, you just don't make it. You just don't make it. You just don't make it. So why we push you to come to our events is because we get to see you play against a high level competition. That way we can gauge where we think you belong. And again, it's where we think you belong. We're not telling you you're going to be the next Allen Iverson. No, we're telling you in a snapshot as of today, you have the potential to be this when you graduate. That's it. Some pan out, some don't. For you guys that know me, know I can be the nicest guy in the gym. I can be. But I'm also going to be the realest with you, right? I'm not going to pull your teeth, pull your leg, pull nothing. I'm just going to tell it to you. And either you accept it or you don't. But I feel like I would be doing you an injustice if I lied to you, right? You're not doing a kid any justice by telling them, "Oh man, you got everything you need. You're a pro." They throw that word around so much. This kid's a pro. This kid, you don't know if he's a pro. It takes a little more time for me to be convinced the kid is a pro, right? Because if I'm telling this kid at an early age he's a pro, and he starts to believe that, and he starts putting in that effort that he got to be where he's at, because he already been told he's a pro, then I am assisting his failure. And that's not what I'm about. I don't believe in doing that. All right? I don't believe in doing that. I believe in keeping it real with you. And if that means you're good enough, good. If that means you're not good enough, then, you know, work harder. That's all I can tell you is work harder. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Hold on. We're going to talk a little more. But y'all know what I got to do. I got to take this chicken out of this. I got to get out that grease. I don't want no hard chicken. Hold on one second. Y'all can laugh, but that's a chicken break, all right? And I'm going to take a picture later so y'all can see I say that chicken is good and golden. I won't going to burn that for y'all tonight. So if you got any questions, please hit the question box, because on Wednesdays, we keep it real. It ain't Coach Lamont being Coach Lamont. It's being Coach Lamont being real, and I'm going to keep it to you just the way it need to be. You know, if you call me, you know, with rankings, and because I'm going to tell you, I don't like rankings. I really don't. And I don't like rankings because you don't use it the right way. You're not using them in the correct manner. manner, as I say, because you're not using it as motivation. I'll be real with you. Y'all my friends. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to be real with you. Don't call me the night of rankings complaining. All right? Because that ain't Tuesday and Thursday, Coach Lamont. It's Wednesday, Coach Lamont. Wednesday, Coach Lamont ain't want to hear nothing about no rankings. I'm telling you. I'm just, don't call me about no rankings, all right? If you think that your kid deserved more playing time or more rankings or whatever it is you want to complain about, that's a personal matter, all right? You're not going to bully me into putting him in a different position. You're really not. You're not going to, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm just going to be real with you. If I think your kid is 99th in the state, damn it, he's 99th. I mean, work hard and be 98 next week. But he's 99 today. That's what he's going to be today. That's who I am. I mean, I'm just going to keep it real with you today. And I appreciate you coming to the events, but you coming over and over doesn't put you up the list either. I've known, and it's no knock to any kids that attend our events. We appreciate them all coming, but you coming does not automatically put you anywhere as far as favoritism. All right? It just doesn't. It gives us the opportunity to see you more. All right? And as we see you more, we may see things that we didn't see in other times. Like, okay, let's say you came to one event and you just had a bad game, right? Or a bad day or a bad weekend. Maybe you were having, issues at home or you weren't feeling good. That's understandable. But we don't know that. We just see what we see, right? So we go by what we see. So you come back another time and you may do better. And those things, okay, well, he's either gotten better or, now he can play better than I thought he could. Those type of things happen. But if you come once and you played bad, although you may have gone out to every other event and killed, you played bad when I saw you. So I'm going to rank it how I saw you, right? Does that make sense? I'm going to rank you on how I saw you. And hopefully you play good in front of us, and if you didn't, now, okay, so another issue that seems to happen is a kid will be the local scouts are all on him. Oh, he's tough. Oh, you gonna like this kid, and the kid's just coming into camp like, yeah, I'm representing my city, this, whatever, right? But then he gets to the Hot 100 or Super 60, and reality hits him real quick, right? I've had this many times over the years where you were the best in your area, but when you came and those dogs were waiting for you to get there, all right? Because you're going to get there, and there are going to be sharks all around. We pride ourselves on finding sharks. Now, let's keep it real. Sharks like fish. And if you come to our event and you're not confident and you're not ready to play or you think you're better than what you are and you get there, sharks eat fish. They coming to get it. So use it as a gauge. The same way I say with rankings is the same thing that I say when it comes to camps. You use it as a gauge to see where you are, and you use it as motivation. So let's say you went to the Super 60, right? I say the Super 60 because that's our flagship. That's where you really got to play at. All right. Every year somebody's getting dunked on, somebody's getting made looking terrible, just as because you have to come in ready. Now, there's a few times that I let kids, because it's invitation only, there's some times I'll let a kid in. If the coach is constantly telling me, man, he need an opportunity. Sometimes that kid needs an opportunity. He's really good. He's just in an area nobody's seen him, so he needs an opportunity. But sometimes that coach is bugging me and bugging me and bugging me, wanting to get his kid in there, and I know he ain't ready. But I'm going to let his ass in. Why? Because when you go back to that hometown, now you know what you got to do. Now you know, don't buy into the hype. Don't buy into the hype. Don't buy into all of that. Lace them up, get on the floor, and see where you stand. That's the only thing that impresses me. You know, when you flood my timeline or my inbox with videos, honestly, I don't have the time to watch a lot of them. I would like to watch them, but I have things to do, and I don't really watch a lot of videos. I watch them sometimes, so it's a hit or miss. Sometimes I watch them, sometimes I don't. Not being disrespectful, it's just that I got a lot of things to do, and watching videos are not really appealing to me because, one, they're your highlight video. I'm gonna look good in a highlight video. I promise you, if I make a highlight video, I'm gonna make it good enough where you're gonna be like, damn, Coach Mike could play Division II now, yeah, because I'm gonna look good, right? I'm gonna look good. However, at the same time, if I want to see it a full game to really get to evaluate you, that's going to take more of my time, and I don't really have time for that. Just like college coaches, you may spark their attention with a highlight video, especially now with the virus going on. You may spark their attention that way, but at the end of the day, they're going to want to see all the intangibles. They're going to want to see how you are with your teammates. They're going to want to see, do you hustle up and down the floor? They want to see, the correct way to play defense and box out. They're going to want to look at so many different things, what your attitude is and so forth. So you can't really gauge off a highlight video. Sometimes that's all we have. Sometimes we can look at a video and say, okay, well, they got the tools. Now, whether they have all that other stuff, we don't know. We got a ranking coming out this week, and there's a young lady on there. We're doing the 2024 national rankings. There's a young lady on there that we really wanted to get to the Hot 100, but she couldn't make it. My gut feeling is she probably would have went up a little further on our list had she been there. But because she hasn't, we didn't get a chance to see her play against where everybody's good. So when you play with your team, okay, so one, are you playing another good team, right? That's first of all. What's the competition like? I can't judge you on watching you play against kids that barely made the rec league team, right? You're supposed to look good. Now the second thing is, sometimes a coach's offense or a coach is good enough to make you look good. Maybe the other team's coach wasn't that good, and your coach knew how to make it where you had an advantage in the offense. What I really like about our events is it's all man to man, and you're gonna have to play. No sets, no hiding. You're gonna have to play. This is why we get to rank you and why we look so much toward the individual events. All right, there's nothing hiding and masking, how you play. You're going to have to play on your skill level. You're going to have to think on your own as a coach on the floor. You're going to have to, facilitate. You're going to have to do you're going to move in motion without a set motion that you already know. Do you know how to move up without the ball, without it being a design play? Those type of things. So we get to see so much more in an individual camp. But yeah, I just wanted to take this opportunity to talk about, the rankings and just kind of give you an opportunity. And one thing I can always say, if you don't like our rankings, it's okay. It's okay. Because I probably wouldn't like yours either, right? Okay, because it's an opinion. And you're more than welcome to do your own. I'll look at them. I'll probably disagree with them, and that's fine because of your opinion. So in your mind, that's the way it should be. In our mind, that's the way it should be. Now I'm going to answer a couple questions. When is our next event? Whenever the coronavirus says it is. We're kind of at a standstill like everybody else. They are making moves The NCAA just released a statement today saying that, basketball and football workouts can begin starting June 1st. So that's a positive in the right direction. So we have some dates for our events already on the books, but we're not releasing them yet until, we got a more concrete of what's going on. Because we don't want to have to move it again. But we do have a date in mind. Any more questions before I go? I got to get that while it's hot. You know what I mean? So any more questions? I'm looking for questions. I appreciate you all checking in. Remember, on Wednesdays, settle the score. That's what this is right now. Settle the score. We're gonna tackle conversations, and you're more than welcome to join in. If you got something to say, hey, coach, your last rankings was wrong, or whatever it is, I'm gonna say, well, you should have been here last week. We ain't talking about rankings this week. So pay attention to what the subject is. When do I think AAU is going to begin? Have no idea even if it's going to begin, and if it does, it may look a lot different than what we're used to. I have no idea. I'm waiting just like everybody else. I talked to 2 directors today that are kind of waiting themselves to see what it is. What grade do we start our rankings? We do 8th grade. We'll watch you in 6th and 7th grade, and we'll rank you towards our event in 6th and 7th grade. But nationally, we haven't dipped below 8th grade. Just because 8th grade is that year that you're getting ready to go into high school. So we want to start straightening it up a little bit. And the reason I say that is high school scouts, college coaches, unless you're elite, they don't care what you did in middle school. So I don't care how good social media say you are. I don't care how many mixtapes you had in middle school. I don't care how many times Ball is Life was there, elite mixtapes, so forth. It doesn't matter. All right? Because they won't really start paying attention to you until you hit that 9th grade. And so 8th grade is the preparation for that 9th grade. 6th and 7th grade is all preparing you to get ready for the 8th and 9th grade. 6th and 7th grade, to me, are good ages for you to start getting used to how real showcases work, what to expect, not to be, nervous. But again, you got to be vigilant in what showcases you go to. All showcases aren't good showcases. That's just a fact. But that's a matter of opinion. So make sure you do your homework before you just spend money to go to showcases and have no idea where you're going and why you're going and what you're going to get when you get there. So Carolina Elite 2024 asks, will there be a fresh out of middle school event? Absolutely. In fact, we'll be putting out flyers and everything in the next week or so. Within days, we'll be putting the flyer out. We actually have, because I gave an early bird opportunity to players from the Hot 100, we actually have almost 24 people signed up for the fresh out of middle school already. But we'll be announcing as well in the next couple of days the Super 60 boys and the Hot 100 boys new date. That'll be coming soon as well. No CBG _ MJ. I don't have Kansas rankings because we're not in Kansas. I have no idea. Hopefully you got somebody there that can rank them for you, but we're not there. We don't eavesdrop or spy on other people's rankings and then put them on our website and call them ours. That's not what we do. We lay eyes on you, and if we believe in you, we're gonna put it down. If we don't put you down, it doesn't mean we don't believe in you. Maybe we just haven't seen you, or maybe you just didn't make the cut this time. But it's all a perspective of what you make out of it. Again, you could CBG _ MJ said he just sent me an updated mixtape. All right, I want you to rewind this video when I'm done. So anyway, I appreciate you all for coming in And if you have any questions, please always hit me up. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we have Michael Smith with us on Court Conversations. Probably one of the most inspirational stories you're going to hear. This man has been through it all and still is training to be a Paralympic. And it's going to be a great story to hear. So tune in tomorrow night. It's going to be really great. Anybody got any more questions for me before I go? If not, I'll see you then. Tune in next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And of course, Monday night with my girl, the Coach Jazz. The Coach Jazz, she is putting on a show on Monday nights. People are hitting me up all times, telling me just how good they appreciate Coach Jazz and the information and the training that she puts, because she is one of the top in the country, no question. Definitely going to get that chicken. Tomorrow night, it'll be 8 p.m. 8 p.m. tomorrow night, we'll have Michael Smith on. Again, I encourage you, not only you to listen, but have your kids listen. It's really, really an inspirational story about making it no matter what's going on in your life. You know, you can still do whatever your mind tells you to do. You know, I'm big on that. As you all know, I have changingthegamelifecoach.com, and it's one of the ways that I try to get in people's mentality that you can be whatever you want to be. You just have to train yourself to believe that. If you can do that, you can become it. If you didn't get it today, look at our Instagram TV post that I put up earlier. There's 11 exercises you can do daily that will make you build your confidence without you even noticing it. So if you get a chance, go to changingthegamelifecoach.com. I'm reading the comments. How do I get ranked? I have to rewind this live and look back at it. I'm gonna post it as soon as we're done. So please follow changingthegamelifecoach.com. It's really inspirational. I do motivational speaking. I do Zooms. I did a Zoom last Saturday with an organization. I do group therapy. I do also life coaching for individuals at my office and virtually, because it's all about confidence. You can do it. You can do it. I set out one day and said, I'm going to do this, and I'm doing it. And I'm not nobody special. I'm just like you. I just decided I wanted to do it. And if you want to do it, you can decide today to do it and get it done. It's just that simple. If you need some help or you need some encouragement, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you believe in yourself because I believe in you. I appreciate you all checking in tonight, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Take care.